Clouds the most likely explanation for larger world warming in newest era of local weather fashions. Market Research News. Gorgeous NASA simulations show what sunsets would look like on other worlds. Science Alert. Beyond Pluto, the hunt for our solar system's new ninth planet, The Guardian. Asteroid Day, June 30, live from Luxembourg, EarthSky. Spacewalk astronaut snaps Crew Dragon photo as possible return date named, Digital Trends. Report, employee tests positive for COVID-19 at Metro Vancouver McDonald's, Vancouver is awesome. Starbucks employee gets $32,000 in tips after customer's Facebook post on face masks backfires, NDTV. Fed limits bank payouts, suspends share buybacks, Yahoo Finance. Coronavirus, concerns raised over Air Canada, WestJet ending seat distancing on flights on July 1. Global News. Arianespace scrubs Vegas return to flight with small satellite rideshare launch, NASA spaceflight.com.